They have built a shelter on the desolate surface of Mars. They have managed to generate oxygen and collect water. Yet, these victories are mere beginnings, just the initial footholds on a planet that allows no margin for error. Life on Mars demands unwavering vigilance, a constant struggle to survive, in a world where each day brings new perils. Here, every breath, every sip of water carries the weight of civilization, teetering on the edge between endurance and extinction. For the crew, survival is an unending battle. No grocery stores await to replenish their supplies. No repair services stand ready to restore failing equipment. Everything they need must be conjured from what Mars provides, a meager array of minerals, dust, and thin air. From the oxygen they inhale to the food they eat, self-sufficiency is their only lifeline. A single misstep, the slightest error in judgment or procedure, holds the power to unleash catastrophe. As the days stretch into weeks and months, exhaustion etches deep lines on their faces. Muscles ache, spirits flag, but still they persist, tending hydroponic crops, repairing machinery, and monitoring the fragile systems that keep them alive. There is little room for rest, for every hour brings new tasks, new checks, new repairs. Their world is a closed ecosystem, a delicate cycle where water, air, and nutrients must be continuously recycled. The balance is precarious, and the consequences of failure are stark. Then, the nightmare begins, silently and without warning. The water filtration system, engineered to run ceaselessly, falters. Red warning lights blink on the console, signaling contamination. A vital pump groans, filters clog, and a thin haze of dust settles over the machinery. One astronaut, weary but determined, attempts to clean the filters, struggling against the stubborn blockage. The water grows cloudy, tinged with sediment and a faint, unpleasant odor. Suddenly, the very substance that sustains them becomes a threat. The cause remains elusive. It could be a previously unknown microbe, flourishing in the Martian environment, or perhaps an infinitesimal particle of dust that slipped past the system's defenses. On Earth, help would be just a call away. Experts ready to advise, resources available for every emergency. But here, communication with mission control is severed. The crew must rely on their own judgment, their training, and their courage. Each decision is fraught with uncertainty. As the water supply dwindles, desperation mounts. Should they risk drinking the contaminated water or divert scarce energy to attempt a full system reboot, gambling with both their health and their ability to generate oxygen? Time ticks relentlessly forward, and every choice carries mortal risk. As they wrestle with the water crisis, a new disaster looms. Alarms echo through the base. Screens flash urgent warnings. A solar storm approaches, sweeping across the barren landscape with invisible fury. Outside, the solar panels that power their base stand vulnerable, battered by radiation and Martian dust. The nuclear reactor, once a steady source of energy, stutters under the onslaught, threatening to shut down. Without power, the life support systems falter. The crew faces an unthinkable dilemma: prioritize energy for water purification or for oxygen production. Both are essential, but the diminished supply means a harsh choice. There is no possibility of compromise. One must be sacrificed for the other. Under the crushing pressure of these twin crises, tensions within the team rise. The conference table becomes a battleground of opinions and fears. Arguments flare as some insist that restoring clean water must come first, while others argue that oxygen is paramount. Fatigue and anxiety erode the bonds of camaraderie. Voices grow sharp, fists pound on the table, and trust begins to fracture. The struggle for survival becomes not only a contest against the harsh Martian environment, but also against the limits of human cooperation. Outside, one astronaut prepares for a hazardous journey, donning a cumbersome protective suit, venturing into the storm to repair the damaged solar panels. Inside, another sits anxiously, hands trembling, haunted by the knowledge that every physical movement is growing harder. Mars's low gravity offers little relief. Instead, it weakens muscles and bones, saps vitality, and heightens the risk of long-term illness. The threat of cancer, heart disease, and mental decline looms over each member of the crew. Exercise is essential to stave off these dangers, but with power in short supply, even the simple act of working out becomes a perilous trade-off. Should they expend precious energy for physical health, or conserve it to keep water and air flowing? For the team's psychologist, the challenge is clear. She recognizes that their greatest fear is not death, but helplessness. Training has prepared them for emergencies and technical failures, but nothing can replicate the deep psychological toll of isolation. The feeling of being trapped, with no way home, and no line of communication to Earth. The loss of contact with mission control means more than the absence of technical support. It severs their last connection to their families, their culture, their sense of belonging. In the silence, doubts multiply. Hope flickers. Amid these hardships, memories of earlier interviews with experts return, voices reminding them of the ingenuity and resolve needed to survive. In the final moments, one astronaut stands alone at the window, gazing out across the barren red plain. Above, two tiny moons drift silently through the Martian sky, and far, far away, the faint glimmer of Earth offers a distant, ghostly comfort. This silent vigil embodies the loneliness and determination that define their ordeal. Will they survive? Can their ingenuity and resilience carry them through the trials of Mars? The answers remain uncertain. This mission is more than a scientific experiment. It is a test of the very limits of human endurance and ingenuity. Their struggle poses a fundamental question. What does it mean to be truly resilient? To persist when all support is stripped away, and every outcome rests in their own hands. As the credits roll, the music swells, grand, solemn, and bittersweet, echoing the gravity of their challenge and the magnitude of their hope. The journey on Mars continues, uncertain and fraught, but fueled by the indomitable spirit of those who dare to seek a new home among the stars.